The Academy of Interstellar Studies prided itself on cultural diversity, but even its most experienced professors had never encountered a species quite like humans. When Alex enrolled as the first Terran exchange student, the administration classified Earth as a Class 12 Deathworld in their records, a designation that prompted concerned whispers among faculty. Alex sat quietly in comparative planetary biology, aware of the subtle ridge patterns that formed on Professor Tulm's scale-covered forehead, a sign of anxiety among Rigelians. Around Alex, students from 17 galactic species maintained a careful distance, their respirators humming softly as they processed Earth's oxygen levels, considered toxic to most sentient life. Today, Professor Tulm announced, his four eyes blinking in sequence, we discuss survival adaptations across known worlds. The holographic display illuminated with images of various planets. Alex suppressed a smile when Earth appeared, a beautiful blue-green sphere that looked harmless. Enough. Student Alex, Tulm gestured with a long, delicate finger. Perhaps you could share how Terrans, humans, manage life on your challenging homeworld? The classroom fell silent. The Arcturian twins' luminescent antennae dimmed in anticipation. Professor Tulm had clearly expected reluctance, perhaps even embarrassment from the human. Instead, Alex straightened with unmistakable pride. On Earth, Alex began, we experience temperature variations exceeding 140 degrees on a single planet. Many humans swim in waters that would crush most species, climb mountains where oxygen is scarce, and routinely consume substances that would be classified as poisons elsewhere. A Proximan student raised a trembling appendage. Is it true your planet has microorganisms that consume living tissue? Alex nodded. Bacteria and viruses. Our bodies fight constant microscopic wars. Every human carries an immune system that battles millions of invaders daily. A collective shudder rippled through the classroom. Professor Tulm's scales had darkened considerably. And yet, Alex continued, these challenges created resilience. Where many species evolved in stable environments, humans adapted to constant change. We survived ice ages with nothing but animal hides and fire. We crossed oceans on wooden vessels using only stars for navigation. The holographic display shifted to Earth's historical images, humans climbing sheer rock faces without safety equipment, diving into crushing ocean depths, running extraordinary distances across varied terrain. Most remarkable, Alex said, pointing to the images. These aren't specialized humans, these are ordinary people engaging in what we call recreation, activities performed for enjoyment. Professor Tulm's voice wavered. You seek out danger. For pleasure? We seek challenge, Alex corrected. On a world that constantly tried to kill us, we learned not just to survive, but to embrace adversity. The Medusan student in the back, known for her normally unflappable demeanor, had wrapped her tentacles tightly around herself. How do you endure the psychological strain? Alex smiled. That might be our greatest adaptation. Humans developed something we call hope, the belief that tomorrow can be better than today despite all evidence to the contrary. When faced with impossible odds, humans become most creative, most determined. The display shifted to Earth's cities, sprawling metropolises built in deserts, Arctic regions, and tropical jungles alike. In our brief evolutionary history, Alex explained, we've survived asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, ice ages, plagues, and our own destructive tendencies. Where most species evolve to fit their environment perfectly, we evolve to adapt to environments that never stay the same. A vegan student, whose species evolved on a world with negligible seasonal variation, vibrated his speech membranes. But surely this comes at great cost. Of course, Alex acknowledged. Many humans struggle with our aggressive instincts, our tendency to push boundaries. But these same traits drove us to create art, literature, music, to reach beyond our planet before we'd fully mastered our own world. Professor Tulm had regained some composure. In fairness, many species develop artistic expression. True, Alex agreed, but humans create art from suffering itself. We transform pain into beauty, failure into lessons. Our literature celebrates not just success, but the struggle that precedes it. The professor nodded thoughtfully. A fascinating adaptation indeed. My favorite Earth story, Alex continued, is of a human named Ernest who survived when his ship was crushed by ice. He saved his entire crew by crossing an uncharted frozen ocean in a tiny boat, then climbing over a mountain range with no equipment, just to find help. The classroom remained silent, processing this information. He did this, Alex added quietly, before humans had developed space travel or even rudimentary computers. As the class ended, students gathered around Alex with newfound respect rather than fear. Professor Tulm approached last, his scales now a shade of interested curiosity. "Student Alex," he said, "I believe we have much to learn from Earth's unique evolutionary path. Would you consider leading next week's discussion on interspecies cooperation? Your perspective would be invaluable." Alex smiled. "I'd be honored, Professor." That evening, Alex sent a message home. Deathworld status has its advantages. Turns out being from the galaxy's most dangerous planet makes for an interesting class discussion. Humans 1, galactic preconceptions 0. Across the stars, Earth received the message with pride. Their toughest student was teaching the universe that humanity's greatest strength wasn't just surviving a death world, it was thriving because of it.